Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, today I am bringing you the 10 best features for the Galaxy S8. These are going to be the 10 best features for this device and that make it stand out. Now, this isn't going to be the typical list you might see online and just going over the basics and the specs. It really went down to the nitty-gritty and tried to find the best features about this phone that would make you want to buy it. So, if you do find this list good, please share it on all your social media channels. It really helps the channel, and give a thumbs up while you're at it. Alright, let's get right to the list on the 10 best features of the Galaxy S8. Now, for the first best feature, I just have to talk about the thing that really makes this phone pop, and is going to be the biggest reason why you want to buy this phone, and that is the infinity display, as Samsung calls it. Now with this display, it really is just like holding almost an entire screen in your hand when you watch a video. So when you play it, you can really see the difference of just watching a video and how good it looks just completely with that bezel-less design. And it just really stands out in terms of the quality and how bright it is, and it's just overall really amazing how good that screen looks. It's the first AMOLED or OLED display with HDR I believe that we've ever seen in a phone, and because of this bezel-less style design, it just looks amazing. Definitely recommend, if you have the chance, go and take a look at a display, because seeing this in video really doesn't do it justice. It's definitely when you see it in person you really get the idea of how amazing this screen really is. Now, this next feature is a feature we have not had for years on a Samsung smartphone, and that is being able to take a direct connection, this being Type-C, to an HDMI, to connect your phone to a TV or a monitor and be able to watch your movies that are on your phone without any kind of cutting off from wireless displays or anything of that nature. So for that reason, this is a really great feature that we finally have back on the Samsung Galaxy S8 that we have not had on a Galaxy for a couple of years now. So I, for one, am really glad to see this back, so when you watch a video you can watch it without having any kind of interruptions and really just see that video at the perfect quality on your bigger screen. Now this next feature is definitely going to be on the top of most people's list, and that is how you operate the camera. The camera interface is probably the best among all smartphone cameras that I have yet to review. Now this one is really intuitive and very simple, and most importantly can be used one-handed. That's definitely more than I can say for most of these. So first and foremost, you launch it by double clicking the power button on the right side. So you just double click that and it launches the camera right away. First thing is to navigate between front facing and rear facing camera, you just swipe up and down, and that is exactly how you go between them. Swiping left gets you all your modes. Again, they're on the lower half, so you can easily reach it all one-handed. This is where you get your panorama shot, your food shot, slow motion, and selective focus, or for you iPhone users, portrait mode. Swipe over on this side, you get your filters, your Snapchat type mask, your stamps, whatever you want in your photo, and these are all built in, and you can download more as time goes on. So really great, very intuitive, but my favorite feature by far on this is definitely if you go into settings, swipe all the way up, you have a floating camera button, and this is just so nice, so you don't have to reach to the bottom. You move this wherever you want, have it ready, boom, easier to take a photo than ever before. I really love that. Every camera app should have that. It's so much easier, it's so necessary, and it just makes us greater and better selfie and regular photo takers. Now these next three features I'm gonna put into one because I feel it's a cop-out for most people to put these in three separate categories, and really this is what you get with premium smartphones: water resistance, wireless charging, and expandable memory. This is what it means to be a premium smartphone in 2017. If you want to have a over $500 price point, you should have all three of these. Or if you're the Pixel or Apple, you're not going to have expandable memory, but at least you have more storage, which this does as well, 64 gigs standard. That being said, wireless charging, amazing ability to always just easy and convenient, and we see this happening as the Pixel, the iPhone X, and the G6 from LG are all adopting it, when Samsung has had it for a couple of years now, and don't get me wrong, Sony pioneered it as well. But this one has been the biggest one to definitely keep true to that, and it's the only one currently still that has fast wireless charging, which is beneficial over its competitors. That being said, you also get water resistance IP68, so really good being able to take it in water without worrying about it. Half an hour at 5 feet and you don't have to worry. And finally, expandable storage. You can go up to 256 is the advertised. You can go up to 2 terabytes, just so you know, but 2 terabytes doesn't really exist yet on the mainstream market, so 256 it is. All these features count as one to me. It's the premium features for a smartphone in 2017. Now, for this next feature, it's a feature that people really don't know about, but it's such an important feature if you own a Samsung smartphone, and it happened in last year's models and it continues onto this one, and that is sharing huge files over text message or Gmail or whatever you want. You just hold this down, hit share, and do link sharing. Link sharing can transfer files as big as 1 gigabyte. This allows you to keep the storage that you have and the quality that you have of the video, and still being able to transfer it via which way you need to. Text message, email, however you want to send it, however you want to share it, you can do it just by sending that link. And it doesn't matter if the end user is an iPhone user, is a Samsung user, Android user. This is something that Samsung offers that not many people do, and it's a really great way to transfer over large photos, videos, or whatever you want without losing any quality whatsoever. This is better, by the way, than something like Hangouts or iMessage that will compress the quality. This keeps it at the exact quality that you have it, as long as it's less than a gig, which if you're sharing a video that's more than a gig, you probably want a direct connection anyway. Now, for this next feature, we did an entire video on it, which is Bixby Vision. Now, even though my phone is in the prototype phase and the software is not complete, by the time this launches, it can be really exciting to be able to take photos of things, turn on Bixby Vision, hit this icon in the middle, and when it recognizes it, you can do different things, such as shopping and being able to buy a product that you see out on the street and buy it online. You can also put this on Pinterest and basically scan Pinterest for things like it. So if you see this really cool collage and you want to have your own, you can do that for that as well. For text, you can actually change how it comes out, meaning that it can be an entirely different language. Wine, you can get information about a wine bottle and make sure that you have the information that can impress someone that you like. And finally, you even have places, so that if you're somewhere and you take a picture of a monument or something that that city or street is well known for, Google will actually find it with Bixby and give you everywhere around there that you might want to eat. Bixby Vision has some really exciting possibilities, and I cannot wait for it to go mainstream and really just make buying things or being around different places a lot more convenience. It is definitely a different level of assistant, and it's probably my favorite part of Samsung's new Bixby AI. Now, one of the new features that I really haven't seen on too many phones that is on the Galaxy S8 is dual Bluetooth audio. What does that mean? That means you can pair one phone to 2 Bluetooth headsets and it works just fine. You can also do this to a Bluetooth headphones and a Bluetooth speaker. All that you do is go into settings, go into connections, Bluetooth, turn it on, hit the 3 dots right here, and then dual audio. This will allow you to pair to 2 different sets of Bluetooth headphones, and it's great for the ability to, if you want to share something with someone else, they don't have to take off their own headphones. You can just add their pair to your phone, and now you guys can share a movie. Now, that being said, this is a really big screen. Maybe it's not as big as a tablet, but the possibilities that this starts on a phone and Samsung will put it on tablets eventually is a really great prospect, and definitely something for when you're traveling and when you're on the go. It's a really great feature to have. Now, the next feature are the two different security features that you have on the Galaxy S8. The first one being the iris scanner, which is really great and really quick. As soon as you open it, it looks at my eyes and it just unlocks. And you saw how quickly that was. I was actually at a difficult angle. I didn't know if it would be that quick, but that is exactly how quick it can be. You can also do the same thing with your fingerprint scanner on the back. And I will say this, if you watch my videos throughout the last couple weeks, I was not sure if it would be good and if you could feel it out, but I will say, especially with the case, you can really feel out the fingerprint scanner very easily. That being said, I also like that Samsung gives you the ability to swipe down and actually have your notifications right at the top with the fingerprint scanner. So I do like that ability a lot, and definitely have been using it ever since I got this phone. So that's another great feature. I like the fact that I have two ways of doing it. Now, could there be something else, a fingerprint scanner here better? Yes, I will admit that possibly in the later this year, if we get one on the screen, that would be awesome. But the iris scanner is really quick. It's gotten a lot better since the Note 7, and that fingerprint scanner is really quick as well. So as long as they give me the ability to unlock my phone quickly, I'll be happy. So for this next feature, it definitely comes from a bad experience with the Galaxy S7 Edge. If you guys have watched my videos over the past couple months, you know I hated the Android Nougat update with a passion because it ruined split screen in my opinion. Now, it still has its issues, but on the S8 it is dramatically improved by one feature alone. And that is something that you cannot get on the Pixel XL even. So even though the Pixel XL is a later version of Android, Samsung has tweaked the split screen software to be able to do something you can't do on the Pixel XL, which is giving one side a bigger image and one side not a bigger image. You can try to do this on the Pixel XL, it will not work. It automatically bounces back to the middle, even with the latest software update. So that is a huge feature that I like to use because sometimes I want to make my split screen bigger on one side and smaller on the other. Now, where it still does not get the seal of approval as the original Samsung LG split screen had is on a day-to-day basis I listen to podcasts on YouTube while having my Google Maps navigation on. Now this is a big thing because now I could have my video to be bigger on YouTube while having my navigation smaller. However, if I do not touch the navigation last, it will not update. However, with YouTube it will, so I have to remember to always touch navigation last, or else my video will play but my navigation will not update. So still not perfect, but it is getting there. Thank you for listening, Samsung, and improving on something that Google still has not done on their own OS. And finally, for the last best feature of this device, it has to go to Secure Folder. Now again, we did an entire video on Secure Folder, so if you want all the ins and outs of this app, make sure to go ahead and check out that video on our YouTube channel. But basically, with Secure Folder, you can actually have two separate phones, your personal side and your hidden or work side. Basically, on this side you can have separate apps, separate contacts, separate web addresses, separate emails, separate accounts. Everything can be separate from your personal side. You can also even hide it by changing the icon and customizing it so it doesn't say Secure Folder. Or you can have your work side on this side of the phone and they have no access to your personal side of your phone. Great for bringing your own device for your job. This feature is really great for a lot of people that maybe don't want or are afraid of certain people getting to their personal side of their phone, while also great for business people that want to keep their work at bay, having them only have access to the secure folder and not have access to their personal side. Now this is a 256-bit encryption, so even if you connect this to a computer, none of this information gets out of here. So hopefully you can find some uses for that secure folder in your day-to-day use. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please check out all of our other videos on the YouTube Tech Guy. On YouTube, we do have the most content for the Galaxy S8 on all of YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to come back for all of the future videos we will do on this device, and please share this with anyone you know that's thinking about getting the Galaxy S8, or to friends and family that you want to show how good this phone really is. Thank you as always so much for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.